Hello everybody and welcome back to day 2 here at the Learning Technologies event in the Excel Arena in London. Today we have the Principal eLearning Evangelist for the Digital Learning team at Adobe, Sharath Ramaswamy. How are you? You all right?
I'm good. Thank you, Andy, for inviting me here.
No, it's great to see you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I know you've got a busy day ahead of you here at the event, so it's really nice of you to spare some time for us. So thank you very much. So tell us a little bit about yourself then and what you do for Adobe.
Sure. I'm the e-learning evangelist for Adobe's digital learning suite of products. So I've been in this instructional design, e-learning space for more than 2 decades now. I started my career with Oracle University. I was trained as an instructional designer there. And over the years, I've played different roles in the same world of e-learning. So I've seen the whole domain evolve. So in 2000, there were very few organizations creating e-learnings. I was fortunate to be a part of an organization which was ahead of the times then. And I started my career with Captivate, which is the product I'm now the e-learning evangelist for.
Lovely.
So I've come full circle. I started my career with this product, and then I have played different roles of instructional designer, LMS administrator. I've helped implement e-learning strategies for startups, for tech companies. I've led customer education, partner education, employee education. So I've seen the whole spectrum. I've been very fortunate to play these different roles.
Fantastic.
And now my role is that of an evangelist. And a lot of people ask me, what does an evangelist do?
That's actually my next question. So carry on, please explain.
Yeah, so it's exactly what an evangelist does, but instead of saying God will save you, I'm like, no, we will save you. That's just a joke. But jokes apart, my role as an evangelist is twofold. I'm a product evangelist.
Yes.
So I have spent so much time in this domain. So my role within Adobe right now is to represent the product externally. So at conferences, I do regular webinars, and I also write blogs where I talk about the use cases, how this product, and it's also on thought leadership topics, because generally people who are beginning a career in e-learning and they just like to know from my experience, I share that, and also how the product can be used in different use cases.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
So that is
That's
externally,
great.
but there's also a very important role I play internally, where I represent the customer's needs internally.
Yes.
Because as we are developing, innovating from a product perspective, I help the teams understand how this is used in a real life situation.
Absolutely. Sounds great. So what was the reason that Adobe wanted to come to the Learning Technologies event and be here to talk to everybody today?
So Adobe, surprisingly, not many people realize this, but we've been in this e-learning space for more than 2 decades now.
Oh, really?
Right? And so we have participated in learning technologies in the past. Before COVID, it was the first time we participated, and the response has been amazing. We have a lot of our users here in the UK and in Europe, and it is great for us to connect with the European region needs, because while US is our primary customer base, we have a lot of users in Europe as well, and because the needs are different, it's great to come and connect with our users here.
Fantastic. I mean, you touched upon Adobe Captivate 13.1 a moment ago. So it's a big focus for you right now, I understand, with AI-powered kind of course creation at the heart of the actual software itself.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like and what it means for learning designers?
Yeah, sure. So AI, it's basically, I think, impacted every job,
Absolutely.
every industry, everywhere. And especially from an e-learning perspective, it's a great productivity tool.
Yes.
Right? So learning teams, I've worked with so many. It's a lean team. Usually there are very few members. They're stretched very thin. And the whole manual aspect of developing these trainings takes them away from the creative aspects of creating courses.
Yeah.
Because creating courses is all about understanding where the learners face these difficulties while performing their jobs. What are the skills which are lacking, and developing and delivering the training in a way which will help upskill them, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nuances of engaging them, making it interesting, replicating what they face in real life in here. But if you're going to be consumed by trying to build this, find the right graphics, etc., that's going to take you away from your main value that you bring to your courses.
Completely.
So AI,
Yes.
I believe, especially in the learning design space, is going to assist a lot of learning designers with the manual parts of it. It's going to make them more productive, so that
Absolutely.
they can focus then on the creative aspects of understanding, doing the needs analysis, and building the right content for the right audience.
That sounds excellent. Sounds excellent. It sounds like it's going to save people a lot of time.
It will.
Yeah, fantastic. So Adobe is a brand known worldwide. Okay, but how does it sit within the learning and development world, and what does it bring to that space?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Captivate has been around for more than 2 decades. So it's been a pioneer and leader in the e-learning authoring space. And about a decade ago, 10 years ago, we also introduced a learning management system called Adobe Learning Manager. And we also have had a virtual training tool called Adobe Connect for a while. So we have the entire suite of products, especially in this age where a lot of training has shifted online, virtual training. Since COVID, most companies have shifted to a hybrid environment.
Absolutely,
there are fewer classroom in-person trainings. They're all virtual right now. And with our platform, it supports classroom, virtual, e-learning, because you can't replace classroom training with e-learning alone.
Yeah.
So there are pros and cons of using all of them. So this hybrid approach is what we support. And Adobe, we are a leader in the creative space. So e-learning requires creativity. So there's a lot of collaboration with our other products, the creative suite as well. So we are the leaders in the creative space, and we have been the leaders in the learning design space, and we bring a lot to the industry and to the table right now.
Yes, so you absolutely do. It's fantastic what you guys are actually producing and helping people with. It's fantastic. So you have end-to-end experience across designing, developing, and executing learning strategies. Okay, so what do you think most organizations get wrong or need more guidance when it comes to that process?
Sure. So what I've observed is that a lot of companies, they just have this template of the trainings that they should do. There are these compliance trainings that we have to do. There are these soft skills or leadership. There's this checklist of courses, just tick, tick, tick. But it's not that.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of companies go wrong, because even with something as simple as communication coaching, you would think that, it's just language training. But there are so many nuances to it. They may be very good at a language, but the cultural nuances may be impacting the communication, right? The ability, because the cultural nuances, to give you an example, the Asian cultures, they're not very direct.
Right.
There's a very indirect way. Whereas there are more direct cultures like the Germans and the Americans and all that. And even there are different degrees, right? So understanding which culture you're interacting with, and then understanding what the subtle nuances of communication are. So that is where the learning divisions or the departments should understand, work with the businesses, understand where the problems are, and then have those focused solutions. Not just say communication coaching and I'm going to just roll out this tick. Yeah. So the needs analysis is very important. Very important to engage with the business leaders. Very important to set goals for your learning and understand what success is before you go and roll out a training.
Fantastic. So digital learning has moved on massively over the last few years. Okay, so where do you think the biggest shift has been, and how has Adobe responded to that shift?
So we have been ahead of the curve, actually. So, all the AI features, I have demonstrated it 3 years ago, right? This was even before any of the other organizations had it. But we also are very responsible with our AI innovation.
Yes.
So we have very stringent standards with respect to how these features are going to be rolled out. So our legal team is very strict about it. We want to ensure that our customers' privacy, security, copyrights are all respected.
Absolutely.
So that's why we are taking a little bit of time, but when we do roll out something, our customers can be assured that from an AI perspective, because it's the Wild West out there right now, but whatever as a company we roll out is the right thing. So I just want to say that anything we innovate on, we take our role very seriously, very responsibly. And,
excellent. That's really positive to hear, because it is a big responsibility, isn't it? In terms of copyright and personal data, etc. So
that's right.
yes, it's really important. Good point. So On a more broad question, what does continuing professional development, or CPD, mean to you personally?
I think it's very important because, as you can see, the domain is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So right now, the next generation, as I see, they're not even sure what career prospects are further down the line. And my personal experience has been that you have to constantly upskill yourself. You have to move with the times. You have to, and certification is a great way because especially certified trainings have been reviewed and have certain, like as I mentioned to you, certain goals have been set. The
Absolutely.
scope is very clearly defined. So you know exactly what you're getting for with a certified training.
Fantastic,
Right?
yeah. So in your personal opinion, again, what makes professional development truly effective?
So I would say that, unless you have hands-on experience, practice, all the theory is great, but unless you practice it and you apply it, it doesn't stick.
Absolutely.
So any training which doesn't have practice incorporated into it, unfortunately, is missing something.
Yes, I totally agree, because it's just not, it just doesn't embed like it would if you actually got that practical element there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the final question for you is, where do you think the learning landscape is heading, and what does the future of the learning and development industry look like to you?
So definitely, the modern learner, the attention spans are shorter, and people don't have time. They like to take learning on the go. So if you want, that has been a struggle with most L&D teams over. My entire experience is, how do you engage your learner?
Yeah.
How do you get them to spend that time? Because they're taking time off their jobs or doing something else. And unless they see value in this, they will not invest the time in this. So by making it convenient for them, we have come a long way already.
Yeah.
So now showing additional value by showing how this can impact and help them succeed in their careers, I think that should be the compass, that should be the North Star that all folks should aim to achieve, is like that goal, right? What will they be able to do successfully in their jobs if they complete this training? If they can answer that question, I think you've won the whole thing.
Excellent, excellent. Sharath, well, thank you so much again for coming to join us. It's been really interesting to talk to you and lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you everybody for watching, and join us again on the next episode of CPD TV. Bye-bye.